in terms of the scoreline, it was still a sweep against them. They've just not been able to keep up with the competition that much this year on a month-by-month basis to show that kind of progression that we want to see against teams in the BSC. But regardless of that, there's a big percentage over on event.brawlstars.com. 69%, in fact, my favorite number for Renegados, because I assume they haven't quite got the grasp with the roster name change yet. Teddy, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess 69% of you guys are not gonna get points for this one, because I'm confident in FA MiniPekkas. We'll see how they play it through, or maybe you guys at home know something we don't, you know? Maybe Super Renegados is just them right now, but we will see. Sprout is going to be the pick here for Super Renegados, matching the throw energy from the first pick Tick from FA MiniPekkas. So first pick throwers is not something we see nearly as much in this current meta across other regions, so it's very interesting to me to see that being the way we open Goldarm Gulch. We'll see the RT as a follow-up pick for Super Renegados. They did ban out Ruffs, Gray, and Jean, whereas FA MiniPekkas, they banned out Bonnie, also the Gray, and the Grom. So overall, an interesting direction, I think, early on into this draft.
Yeah, I don't mind the early throws in this situation of Gray being banned on both sides as much, but I don't know what you mean. It can definitely open up things to some big heavy counters. Long range, though, still going to be pretty much the flavor of today. Mandy, I don't like it, but, you know, at the moment, when it comes to the mechanics, FA MiniPekkas have that to their advantage. I'd like to have seen maybe like a Bell for me, something along those lines would be quite nice. A bit more versatile, actually. But a Brock as well absolutely would be a nice combination to this comp. He has to open things up a little bit. The Mandy, who's going to struggle a lot when it comes to this cover, so something like that would be probably the way to round off this comp for me. The moment Super Renegados haven't got the worst of drafts, actually, to be completely honest. I mean, there's not some wild, crazy out there ideas and no real hard counters. Shelly going to come in. Okay, it can break. I mean, Shelly's pretty much viable absolutely anywhere. But I don't think that Super Renegados are out of the question here. Cordelius is going to struggle a bit in terms of range, but we know how much that Brawler can do. And the question for me is, like, realistically, is this the best map for it? You know, to close that gap, it could be a troublesome thing to achieve, but nonetheless, it's not the most uneven of drafts. The Mandy, for me, you know, again, if it were any other team playing it, I'd be slating it. But it's FA MiniPekkas. I can't really, you know, put much wrong in the door because they are just so competent as a squad. The mechanics are on point. So even with the Mandy, I don't really mind it.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a hot take, you know, but I think South America is a region that likes to play with their food a little bit, you know, and FA MiniPekkas, we saw it from Clash earlier too. Sometimes they'll go for some picks that aren't necessarily the most meta when it's a match where they're confident those picks will be good enough to win it regardless. And this may be one of those instances because their draft doesn't make the most sense. It's definitely still winnable, and I mean, even though I prefer Super Renegados' draft, and they got the first kill here as well, I wouldn't rule out any chances here for FA MiniPekkas, but first round, not looking too good for MiniPekkas.
For me, that was very much FA MiniPekkas playing it badly. I mean, look and see the Cordelius is gonna struggle, but now Calvert's got super, which is a big factor here, ultimately making it that 1 versus 1 in the realm. It's gonna go such a long way. But I don't know. I think that Motep lining things up, gets the super return immediately and is timing it wisely now to see whether he can make another connection. But it's already a 3 versus 2 as a result of that play. So I want to see a lot of time now to dispose of FA MiniPekkas, and they can just wait this one out, make sure that they don't make any mistakes they did in the previous round.
That was a dumb super there for Motep. Holy, the fact that I got the double connection as well, you'll have to see it. Calvert, low HP. Shouldn't be much of a chance here getting a player down this early on into that fight. Let's see if Super Renegados still want to try something. Aren't too many supers that can be fed anyways, but the zone is going to be the final save for this round as we move over to round number 3. Mandy super already available, and that could be dangerous. That's a great super from Cowber. Fire Crow is going to be a sitting duck. Cowber was the follow-up super that connected onto the Shelly. can't really get too up close, but it is a 3v1 now, and surely Pekka should be going down eventually. He has some good dodges, but eventually.
I mean, let's be honest. In the opening, moments, we saw just how much Calva had to really strive to get that super. And I feel like it should be able to be shut down, and they are focusing on it now much, much better. That is kind of what I expected to see, to be completely honest, in this combination of comps as they go head-to-head. And now maybe things are getting through to MiniPekkas. Maybe they got to value that Cordelius pick a bit more than they were previously, as it should be now just a matter of time before they can close this round out. But definitely concerning stuff already for heavy MiniPekkas, so maybe the confidence is getting a bit to them. Because again, you got to remember, Super Renegados haven't yet to really make too much of a mark this year against this kind of bracket. And so far, though, they get this one more game under their pocket. They'll get double of what they've already been able to achieve so far this year. Yeah, People and the Ninja going into the gas, and that's probably what they have to do in the 3 vs 2 situation like this. Not much they can really do.
Trying to not feed any supers by going down to the gas. Let's see how round 2 goes. Already a better start though from FA MiniPekkas than compared to game 1. Looking more confident as well, but they did get that free kill early on from Cowbird that got a little bit overconfident on that right-hand side. Motep not quite going to find a connection this time around. I mean, going for the super walls being in the open completely reveals your location, so there's not really much of a chance to actually land it. Regardless, it's a 2-on-2 now, and let's see if Super Renegados are able to retake some of that map control and try to catch Motep off guard. He's in a bad position. He gets walled out, and that's going to be a nice kill. Well done, Super Renegados.
Oh, can Pekka 2v1 this situation? That's the question. I mean, Shelly can do a great deal. And if he's smart enough to wait the gas in and just maybe bait out a wall, I mean, realistically, he shouldn't survive this. But let's see what he can try and make from it. He's going to try for it. He's not going to be going into the gas just yet. Now he'll probably change his mind. There's just too much damage coming in. And there it is. It'd be 1 round away then for Super Renegados to gain a set, the most they've had all year long. And they're about to achieve it with 1 more round of knockout to get the lead against MiniPekkas, which has just never been the case.
Yeah, it's some ridiculous stuff happening here. I still think that part of what's happening here is going to be to blame to this draft from FA MiniPekkas that I just struggle to take as seriously as I would like to. Firecrow is likely to go down, but actually good teamwork there. Pekka relieving some of that stress, but ends up going down himself, whiffing like 5 shots in a row against Cowbird. And suddenly, it's a 2-on-2.
Yeah, Pack, you can't be missing those kinds of shots in a match which literally will lock you in for the World Finals. This is kind of like unforgivable almost against Super Renegados, who have really struggled to land much this year against this very team. Right now, I mean, this could be some serious momentum if they can just land around here to get the set. So far, the Motep and Firecrow keeping things under control. That's the connection that you want to see from Calber. Firecrow forced into the realm, and Motep now forced into a 1v1 against Jubilee. But let's see if they can come out alive. Firecrow's surely going to go down to the gas, and that is going to be a set going the way of Super. Last time that happened in the semi-finals was back in April. That's all they've had all year long at this stage of the competition. Well, they've just matched it against a matchup that is far more valuable for heavy. So it's pretty much catered by nature to that kind of early to the mark. But let's go into Heist. Let's go into Kaboom Canyon and see whether heavy MiniPekkas can start to gather themselves up just a little bit more here. I mean, it's definitely a much more versatile map. Ideal bans here, realistically, for me, would be the Bonnie. Let's see, as a Crow as well. And it is going to be the Crow. Bonnie as well. Good to see Colette first pick. Love what I'm seeing so far. That's exactly what I want to see. Cordelius banned, Shelly banned. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense. And if MiniPekkas can get this one right, and if they've got a great starting hand to do so, then this could be a different approach.
Yeah, the Colette first pick makes a lot more sense to me than most things we've seen in a previous set already. So I like it. I like it. I'm down for it. It combines very nicely with a bunch of different stuff as well. Eve, not a bad pick here. Probably not my favorite at the moment, but it's all right. I think it's all right. It's definitely a pick that can be strong in the right hands. and in the right setting as well, but you need to comp around it. Brock is not bad, and I'm still kind of expecting maybe to see it for that free wall break of the mid and get easy access for your teammates to just set up early game a little bit better, have also that incredible DPS on save, which can be very valuable if you have that mid control to just get some free shots in and get that that slow burning damage down on the save. They'll go Lola for now on Super Renegados. I don't mind that pick here either. I think he can do quite well. It's not quite gonna have the same level of range as some of the sharpshooters that we do tend to see here as well. Penny is going to be a strong counter to it though, so I really don't mind that.
Potentially Battle as well will be working so well into Lola. It's a risky time to actually pick Lola. I get the idea, but scouting the bush is obviously very important. Carl going to come in, and that's a very aggressive idea here for MiniPekkas. I think Super Renegados got off lightly actually with that just being the Penny pick against that Lola, but now do need to add something else to the mix, and the Carl on the map kind of needs to be a bit of an aggressive one for me, or just match the range idea. There's still, like I said, that Bell pick, which I think would work out pretty well. Ultimately, you know, tanky idea wouldn't be a bad thing to have here, but Super Renegados are in the lead. Buzz risking it. I don't mind it. You know, I prefer range, but it's got to be one of the two, right? It's got to be something aggressive, something out there. And that kind of could work against the Carl pretty well, just get the aggressiveness rolling in. It's out there, but I respect it. I respect it from Super Renegados. They've got the lead. They know that they've got to double down on this one to cause the upset. Remember, MiniPekkas, if they win this if they win this series, they qualify for the World Finals. Super Renegados have got little to lose in that respect, and they're still in a very good spot on the leaderboards, down in third. So if they have a good month, they've been consistently in the semi-finals. Okay, 0 appearances in the grand finals, but I respect this idea, and maybe this is exactly what they need to take Super MiniPekkas, MiniPekkas by surprise.
Yeah, I don't know if the buzz is the right answer, but I really like the idea though. You know, Super Renegados, they've won like what, one set this year. This is their second one they win in monthly finals. Take some chances. You're 1-0 up against the favorites in the region. Just take some risks, take your chances, and who knows what's gonna happen. But this is their best shot at getting to a 2-0 scoreline, and I'm kind of into it, to be honest.
I'm with you a little bit though. You just have to land the mark at the same time. Comes to be there for Flash. That's a good takedown from Ninja. Got a lot of value with the turret as well as the salty barrel in the process. Pekka surviving on though with that damage gear is a problem. Pinch has got to be there, and it is swiftly done by there on the side of Super Renegados. But they've got to find in this mid Firecrow and Motep who are lurking. Great connections from Motep. Comes in with the super as well, but the retaliation is strong from the Ninja coming in and being able to cycle this one out. No! Pekka shuts it down, but that was a great play.
Oh, actually, we're seeing the heal star power as well on the Lola, which did get buffed, I believe, in the last balance changes by like 50% or something. So it's definitely a big buff. I don't know if it makes it like the meta relevant option. I still feel like a lot of players have been going with the original extra damage. Let's see though, as Motep is low HP, Jubilee not quite able to take him down. Pekka has come back to the mid now as well. There is that mortar placed down. There was no wall breaks whatsoever here across the board. It means that it's in a pretty good position. However, was that kill could have been removed. It was placed back in the bottom left, I think. And the base race here is a bit of an interesting decision, considering they're starting with like an 80% advantage on the side of MiniPekkas.
Yeah, a bit questionable there. I think that for me, Super Renegados needs to prioritize the greater picture at hand. But yeah, some misconnections from Lila Ninja there as well, and that'll be sealed. But yeah, you've got to balance those times and make sure that you balance the aggressive pushes with a solid defense.
That's a bit of a risky gadget there from Lele as he goes down very quickly. Feeds into that Colette super as well, which is going to be an initial 10% damage onto the safe. Firecrow with some beautiful tags as well. Jubilee needs to be careful not to stand in front of that save. Pekka gets away with a kill on the right-hand side. Now that's going to be feeding some of that Buzz super, but I don't think he cares all that much at that point. Lele had to use it to take him down, so created some space, bought some time. Lele goes down. Cowbert goes down to the mortar as well. And this is not really the start that Super Renegados were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. You can just see the shift on the game mode where MiniPekkas just know how to value the objective. And it's just not the same team as we saw in Knockout on the side of Super Renegados. Just their decision-making really not on point at the moment. They're like trying to work his way around, quickly taking care of Motiv's going to continue to cycle onto the safe here as he has been doing so in every game. Now with 44% remaining, and Super Renegados that are really struggling to get towards the safe. A nice takedown there. When he cycled it though, Pekka goes in, remains untouched on the left-hand side. Damage gear rolling in yet again. And just the way the MiniPekkas are so focused on the objective is where they're winning this.
Yeah, I mean, the duels in general are pretty much all going in their direction. Lele gonna get the kill after that super connected, but all he'll get, and Pekka's been in that position for the longest time now, just getting some chip damage on safe. Also locking in a player that has to commit and just, you know, stay there on that left-hand side. The Lola that's fought there forever, not really getting all that much value across the board. Pekka was another kill, and you know, he's spinning around that safe, gets another couple shots off as well, and it's down to 7%.
A very messy game. All Super Renegados punished by MiniPekkas, who come in strong, and that's more like the squad that we remember. The former Zest team that have won every monthly finals to date. Spring to life, it seems, in set number 2. A night and day difference from set number 1, which went the way of shots that he landed. You know, for me, the buzz did make some sense. There was no wall break on the side of FA MiniPekkas. They knew that in the time of which the buzz was drafted. And when you've got no wall break, you can use those walls to your advantage. But it just didn't really land the objective. That's where Super Renegados struggled. But going into Hard Rock Mine next for Gem Grab, a chance then to make good on this draft here. The band's in, being Stu, Cordelius, and Shelly on the side there of FA MiniPekkas. Tara, Surge, and Mr. P on the side of Super Renegados. 8-bit's the first draft. I quite like it as a mid there. Crow probably gonna be mid on the on the left-hand side there as well. Ruff's combining it. This is a very strong-looking comp. Already loving what I'm seeing from FA MiniPekkas here. No signs of squeak yet at all, but Shelly Band is a must realistically here for me. Speaking of the devil, comes in for Renegados.
I like the squeak. I like it. I mean, we see the win rate here as well, 80%. That's really, really solid. I think Squeak is in a pretty good place overall. So far, I'm quite happy with the draft across the board. I used to be a massive fan of the 8-bit on Hard Rock Mine. Just the ability to TP back to safety, I think, can be incredibly strong. Having a Squeak that can quite easily take care of destroying that damage booster can be super valuable as well, and they'll go for the RT mid as well. So honestly, not a bad comp on their side. I kind of prefer the appeal just a little bit more of FA MiniPekkas comp, having the double bounce brawlers that you can play on the lanes. And I mean, Rico can get some nasty bounces here as well, super long range, covering a lot of different angles. I like the appeal of it. It sounds like a good time, and I think the 8-bit is still going to be fairly valuable because, after all, the Squeak is not going to be playing mid. So, you know, if the damage booster is all the way back top mid, it's going to be a tough journey for the Squeak to go reach that all the way there and destroy it. So, I like what I'm seeing from FA MiniPekkas, but Super Renegados definitely not with a bad comp either.
For me, if you play a Rico, then you've already won my heart, and can definitely do a great deal of work on those lane sides. I think, you know, it's an interesting idea on the side of Super Renegados, but I don't know about their mid. I mean, I thought it was going to be the Crow to start with. Now it's the RT, which gets a nice shot there actually onto mid, clears things up. But these shots, yeah, I mean, you can't do that. You can't just wander into the mid on low HP, and the gems as quickly as that goes straight into the hands of FA MiniPekkas. I don't know what changed from sets 1 into 3 from the side of Super Renegados, but they just feel like they are very unhinged at the moment and making some very bad decisions.
Yeah, I get some of the ideas, you know. Suddenly the damage booster is gone, but Motab already has another one. It was like a little too late, you know, and the movement speed is back up. The safety net, the ability to TP back is there once more, and that is going to be a problem for them to deal with. Lelo and Ninja, though, pushing up, getting some good value overall. He's going to get the kill into Pekka as well. He got the damage booster too. Motep goes down, and this is where things could go south really quickly. Most of the gems are retrieved, but a couple of them slipped away. Lulu and Ninja running away with them, and suddenly Super Renegado is not looking half bad.
What a mess. What a mess. I mean, the gems are just not being in any way, shape, or form protected. I mean, now that Renegados have got some control of the mid, it's MiniPekkas that are really on the back lines here. But, I mean, the gems shouldn't have changed hands nearly as much as they did. They've got to start to really value them in that regard. Motep now with a 7 and super to hand coming in, but gotta be careful to hold on to this time around. Pekka goes down the left-hand side. There's gonna be now a countdown potential here, and big taps from Calvo onto the mid onto Motep as well. Should really get onto a countdown for Super Renegados, which they do, and I don't know how realistically they did it, but somehow they've got it, and it's down to MiniPekkas to stop it.
Yeah, they can't equalize now anymore either. There's not gonna be enough gems spawning in time. They need a player to go down. That is gonna do it though, and I think they should have around gems now in the mid. Not entirely sure where all the gems have been going. Well, never mind. There's more gems that just spawned on the left-hand side as Pekka got a nice kill onto the gem carrier. Not sure how that happened, but now suddenly it's 21 gems for FA MiniPekkas.
This game's making my brain hurt, honestly. What are we seeing? Like, there's just no sense of value to the gems, and that's more of a higher regard. It's their tickets to the World Finals here, and that was just a bit messy on both sides.
This is gonna be interesting. I mean, Super Renegados definitely had a shot at taking that game. That has to be somewhat motivating, but then again, how many chances like that are they gonna have against FA MiniPekkas? That is the real question. Fire Crow in a world of pain on that right-hand side. He will go down the Shield Crow as well, which is an interesting one. We see it once in a while pump up, but I feel like the slow is still, in the vast majority of situations, the superior gadget.
Well, there's the takedown quick as the legs were exposed. Motep didn't hesitate to take them out. 5 gems, but low HP yet again. Using the turret there as Pekka clears up the left-hand side. 2 gems, well, 3 in the mid. Potentially here for FA MiniPekkas if they land it. Great clear up from Pekka. Applies the space with the jumping from Jubileer is good. The defense booster as well to come in, but now taken care of. 8 gems. Should be a countdown now for FA MiniPekkas, but the gems drops. Calva coming back into the mix changes everything.
Yeah, well played by Cowber, getting the kills that they need right now to at least stay in the fight here for gem grab. Problem is he is quite low HP, and he's gonna have to fall back, play it safe, as MiniPekkas already have 8 gems, the 9th and spot right in front of them. They should be getting dangerously close to that countdown now. Next gem will spawn on their side, and all that Motep needs to do is pick it up and TP back to safety. He's gonna take a little bit of damage though, but should easily still be able to pull back and play it safe from here on. As a spare damage booster available as well in case he wants to just TP elsewhere. He's gonna place it down next to him, get that extra damage and movement speed for himself and his mates, and I mean, this should be what settles it for this gem grab set. FA MiniPekkas back in the lead.
Well, it goes the way then of FA MiniPekkas, but again, I've got to reiterate that that was a messy set. I don't know what's...
And not as focused. It's kind of hard to tell at this point, but this is not the most convincing FA MiniPekkas we've seen all year. So, yeah, I'm expecting a little bit more from them, but as we can clearly see from the scoreboard, they can afford to, you know, mess around a little bit, have some fun, go for some more questionable picks and not take all the best decisions, because the skill gap is still there between those two teams.
Infinite Doom then is where Super Renegados could be doomed. Tara first pick for them, and see what the bans were. Cordelis, Ems and Crow, Carl, Ems and Max. Don't necessarily mind them, but Shelly's open here. Cordelis banned out for good reason, of course. And they see the brawler win rates across the entire globe in the qualifying stages of the monthly finals. Again, not specific to any region, covering them all. Pam, first pick for MiniPekkas, okay? Don't know how I feel about it. Let's see what other ideas they bring in, though. I do like the Ems ban. Ems can get some good value for sure on this particular map. And yep, close and personal battles got to be prepared for. And Poker coming in. So double hill comp actually here for FA MiniPekkas. Interesting stuff. I'd kind of like to see a bit more of a long-range affair here. So Renegados could pick up, well, Gene is definitely a good shout, but Brock available here as well. Let's see how it goes.
This draft is going in an interesting direction. I was gonna say no Shelly just yet on like one of the most Shelly-ish maps, you know? It is gonna be there though for Super Renegados. And so far we have double healers for FA MiniPekkas. I'm sure that if Gene was still open, they would have gone for it just to get the triple healers. There's still Byron though. No, they'll go Penny. I was kind of hoping. I was kind of hoping for it, but it's not quite gonna be happening here. And honestly, I don't mind the comps. I mean, they're interesting for sure. I would say on paper, if I didn't see the names attached to those brawlers, I would say our Super Renegados have the better comp here, honestly. But it is still FA MiniPekkas playing the brawlers they're playing. And even though I am not the most fond of Poco or Pam on this map, I think Penny is a little bit better and makes a little bit more sense. I still feel like they got what it takes to just end it in 4 sets here.
It's just a strange draft, to be honest. There's so many options that they could have explored here that just didn't kind of make the mark. And I don't know whether for FA MiniPekkas they were considering a tank and then got scared off. But no Bonnie, no B, no Brock. No, Mr. P here has a great matchup as well. And it's a lot of ideas that just never got fully explored. But it is so far on the side of Super Renegados, them who are on the back lines on the spawn side. Kubelet has got Super, the blue star, of course, with FA MiniPekkas. And they do need to be pushed up upon. And already Motive has got that Super to hand. Good pull. I thought it wasn't going to connect, but actually Kubelet will be punished for it. And gotta be honest, FA MiniPekkas are looking pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they have, you know, as much sustain as a comp can bring in Brawl Stars. You have 2 healers on your side, which is something that we used to see back in the days in blind picks. Once in a while, we'll see it come up and it would just be able to heal out any sort of injuries that your opponents could deal. It's not really something nearly as common nowadays, but it seems like Super Renegados are just not really able to find any sort of way to deal with that just yet. Jubilee has another pull available. Gonna go for it now. Gets the double connection. That could be huge. They get 1 kill out of it. Actually, their first kill out of that game, but it's still a 10 stars lead in favor of MiniPekkas.
Oh dear, there's a great moment that was just taken away by the Penny turret coming in and taking out on the side of Super Renegados. Their Firecrow goes down as well, brings back a deficit a little bit more as Lele's got Super to hand on the right-hand side, but would like to combine it with Calva, who just does not pull another salty barrel back with the magic hand this time round. 10 seconds on the clock. Can they get something for it? Big taps on the Firecrow, but the Screeching Shadow return is much better, and it does mean that
able to make it work regardless of what those drafts are. And sometimes it is through experimentation and some of those unorthodox ideas that you do find something great that actually does work. And so far, I mean, things are working out quite alright for them in this set. They're not just winning, they're quite dominant doing so.
Lele goes down the left-hand side. Lele trying to champion this and gets absolutely just wiped off the face of the map by a Screeching Solo. It just... everything that it seems Super Renegados are trying to throw at this, just not quite working. And I suggest they kind of work together more as a unit. You know, Calva's got Magic Hand here, and the Shelly's the best thing to back that up. But with the healing station in the way, you've got to find the right opportunity at the right time, and that's the key realistically. You know, they've got a decent comp to be able to manage the situation, but MiniPekkas are just playing it smarter now. So much utility behind this Penny turret, the healing station, everything, and it's maybe the Penny turrets that getting them taken down, and that shouldn't be the case.
Alright, the pull from Cowper. Firecrow will go down. 8 stars still in favor of FA MiniPekkas, but they've lost control. It's the first time that we see them playing defensively. Ticket to the World Finals is on the line here for FA MiniPekkas, and so far, so good. Jubilee will get the pull, but with the healing station just right there, it's not going to find all that much value. Lele Ninja was a great super, is able to chain it a little bit, but Still, they are 9 stars behind, and that's going to be a very, very tall mountain to climb.
Feeding stars on the plate, really. I mean, Jubilee is well positioned. It's a 3v1. What do you expect? 4 stars remain for FA MiniPekkas, and this could be it for them. If Little Ninja goes down, it'll be over, and it is. FA MiniPekkas get their tickets stumped to the World Finals, as we fully expected from a team that have won every monthly finals to date. But nonetheless, when it mattered most, they persevered and they got it. They are going to the World Finals.
Beautifully done. The second team, I believe, to lock in their spot, it was Zeta yesterday that lost.